Guys, welcome back. This is John, Gamester81. This is episode 41 of the All Gen Gamers podcast. We got Johnny Millennium. What's up, Johnny?
Hey, Gamester. And Gamster's actually hanging up here in Vancouver tonight. He drove all the way up from Seattle. Took him 2.5 hours to get here. He's doing the podcast. And right after this, he's going back down to Seattle. Another 2.5 hour drive.
I had to get the poutine.
Yes, and we'll get into that in a second. So definitely glad to be on the podcast once again.
And it's our pleasure. We have Pat the Nest Punk join us today in this episode. Pat, what's going on, man?
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Big fan of your videos. I know, kind of tell us briefly about your channel and what you do, what you review, and your website and all that good stuff.
Well, being someone of the NES Punk variety, I review almost exclusively the original Nintendo Entertainment System games, the system, some of the quirks. I basically choose games that are neither really good to me or really bad, but those that just sort of stand out or are unique in some way. I also do, flea market videos where I'm a big flea market fan. I've been going to flea markets for about 10 years at least, so I do videos like that. And my videos, if you follow them from the beginning, they almost follow like a story arc. I have characters that pop in and out, and sort of wacky things happen. So it came out to roughly 750, somewhere around there.
Do you own every single game then, Pat?
I own every game except for 4. And for those 4, we still played them, but in reproduction cart form.
Yeah, which are the 4 that you're missing?
I do not have the Porno Panesian games, which is Bubble Bath Babes, Peekaboo Strip Poker, and Hot Slots. And I do not own Stadium Events. I always said to people, even a couple years ago, that all Nintendo has to do in order to, they're still number 1 in terms of how many systems are sold, but they really want to, sort of put their boot to Sony and Microsoft's neck. They have to just come out with an updated system that does exactly what the Nintendo Wii does, but with graphics as good as or a little bit better than the other 2 systems. So then you can get all 3 game systems. You can get any system and play any game, but now you also have the Nintendo library on top of that, and that's exactly what's happening. Yeah. So just imagine a year from now, you'll have whatever. Say for example, GTA 5 will be on all 3 systems. And so that gives Nintendo obviously a huge advantage, because then any kid in the future will be like, wow, I like the Zelda games, I like the Mario games, I love Smash Brothers, so I want to be able to play that and Call of Duty. I might as well just buy 1 system instead of 2 going forward.
No. If the new Shadow game came out on the Wii.
Oh, you stole mine.
Point and clicks, with the Wii remote and pulling the levers and the doors. And if there's a touchscreen on the controller, you have to touch where you want to point and click. But I won't get into it too much. I'll let Johnny talk about it then.
No, you said everything that I would say about it.
Okay.
I was actually going to say something surprising because I worked with Rob so closely doing the Tombs and Treasure review. I really started to enjoy the world setting of Tombs and Treasure. And as much as I bash the play mechanics, I think it's very, very hard to navigate through that game. But an updated version of that, as Tekka 2, as it's called, that would be fantastic.
So Pete, you said they're done with Metroid, or just for a while?
No, they said they couldn't understand why Metroid Other M didn't sell that well. Nintendo said that themselves. Reggie came out and said it. It's like they were puzzled as to why it sold so poorly, and the game is selling. And when's the last time you saw this? Nintendo just announced that they're coming out with 1999 budget Wii games for like Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess, and Smash Brothers. Finally, they dropped prices on those. But when do you ever see a first party, let alone a Mario, Zelda, Metroid, Kirby, any kind of game like that, $14.99, not even a year after it comes out?
I know, you never see it.
That's unheard of. So something went wrong with that just the sales just weren't there.
They're always working on a sequel, though. They're always working on a sequel. They're never just going to go, oh, it bombed, so let's just wait 2 years. I think they're working on something still.
I just use my GameStop cards for the used game discount, and that's it.
Yep, I'm the same way, Pete. You answered it for me. I did the same. Yeah, I've got it, but I use it for the small discounts they give you on the used games. That's it. The rest of the garbage.
Jason.
I would trade in everything for some good service or people that give a goddamn or no half a shit. I would trade it all in for that.
But Jason,
GameStop can't give me anything.
Yes, he's angry.
Garbage. The Garbage.
Jason.
Garbage.
Jason,
Garbage.
God, get a hold of yourself, man. Honestly, somebody needs to slap you right now and like, shake you. I'm
think it's
telling
all
you.
those
I just woke
hours
up. I
peeling
just
stickers
woke
off
up.
his cake.
Oh, he's a maniac.
I just woke up. I blacked out. Are we still here? Are we doing a podcast? What's going on?
Jason, I was just about to tell you something that if you lived up in here in Canada, for every 2 games you buy at GameStop, you actually get free poutine.
Putin.
There you go.
Are you kidding me? Oh, I'm moving. This podcast was created by retro video game collectors and YouTube show hosts Pete Dorr, Happy Console Gamer, Gamester81, and myself, Jason Heine. Make sure to follow along and subscribe to us on iTunes under the podcast section, All Gen Gamers. And if you want more information about this podcast, please visit www.allgengamers.com.
Free poutine.